Welcome to the Backyard Professor Responds videos. Danny Sheehan has come out with a bombshell. I think this bombshell is his confidence. It is the manner in which he just directly affirms we have aliens. And he would know. And he is in touch with so many of the secret agencies, of the government officials. He is on the inside in so many respects that so many others just can't get to, that I think this statement that Sheehan makes in an interview made just yesterday on a news channel about the UAP Disclosure Act, when Congress does come back from their summer break, we're hoping they will pass this into law, which will give us open access to all UFO materials from the government side, 25 years and older. It's a start. It's not entirely satisfactory, but it's a start, right? This is the big push of the New Paradigm Institute. I've touted them for months. I have encouraged you to get involved with them. I have been doing my part as I can with what little time and money I have. It doesn't take time and money a lot. Sometimes they give us pre-written forms and we use them. That's not what I want to talk about tonight. Danny Sheehan dropped a bombshell. Let's take a listen. This is huge. And again, I think it's the manner in which he says it that took me back. And he says it more than once. Let's listen to him. Danny Sheehan, ladies and gentlemen, as nobody else can say it. They're talking about the Tic Tacs right now at the moment because this news guy is so blown away by the incredible Tic Tac defiance of current physics.
0.7 of 1 second.
0.7 of 1 second.
From 80,000 feet. In stopping instantaneously at the surface of the ocean, 6,000 Gs of centrifugal force on them.
And I think these are some of the videos that some of those pilots had caught.
Yeah, that's the Tic Tac.
They were on TikTok.
That's the Tic Tac. And those were picked up by the F-18 Super Hornet gun cameras on them. They have myriad other photographs of them, up-close photographs taken right out of the cockpit of some of these craft. And that they've now, as I say, recovered the craft, and they've recovered the bodies that they've DNA tested and have now confirmed that they are non-human.
So this is, you're just saying, the Defense Department is keeping the secret from everybody.
Yes.
They have lied to the public.
Right. And to Congress.
I mean, could we theoretically say that those craft were secret Defense Department programs from contractors that testing out new technology?
Some kind of them have been, because they've been engaged in a back engineering program. They've had these craft for some time, and they've been engaged in back engineering the technology, trying to replicate some of these. And so there appear to be some craft that have been back engineered and constructed and that are being flown by U.S. Air Force personnel in a deep secret program. But the reality is that there are a major number of other craft that are not ours. They're not Soviet, or they're not Russian, and they're not Chinese. And so they're from somewhere else. But now that they've recovered the bodies and they've actually DNA tested them, they know that they're non-human.
Okay.
So 2 items. Number one, Sheehan is just flat out saying they have recovered the craft. We all know that. We've heard this. I get it. But he also says they have been back engineering these craft. How extensive, how far, we don't know. They've gotten to the point to where Ross Coulthart claims that they are Lockheed Martin now. There's no way physically a human can be in those. So they've got to be some kind of a drone technology, because 6,000 Gs would turn any animal or human into jelly, liquid jelly. There's no way anyone can survive that unless they've conquered anti-gravity, and that's highly unlikely. So the other thing that Sheehan said, that again, it's the nature, it's the way he says this, is they have recovered the bodies and they have done the DNA testing and they are non-human. So that's just about as straightforward as you can possibly get. Very remarkable. In my opinion, it's they're here. They're here and we know it. The testimonies of so many people have said this. The skeptics keep saying, well, we don't believe what they're saying, but testimony is evidence. I get it. There's bad testimony out there too. There's those who would sell their soul for $1 because they're so short-sighted, they think money answers all things, but it doesn't. It'd be nice if we all had a little bit more. There's no question about that. Let's keep going and listen to something else Danny Sheehan says.
Whistleblowers have told you that worked in the Defense Department. How long do you think that they were here?
Well, they've been here basically. A lot of the sightings started right around the dropping of the first atomic bomb in 1945. That's when they began showing up around White Sands in the Yucca Flats, and they've been spotted since then. And that they've been the first crash retrieval was recovered in 1947. Okay, so they've been here since then.
Mm-hmm.
And there's all kinds of evidence indicating they've been here periodically earlier, because some of these star systems where they come from are 6 billion years older than our solar system.
And when we bring in the laws of physics again, there is no known way that any matter can travel faster than light, and they would probably have to get here. So is there do we have to question all of physics if these folks or whatever they are traveled from billions and billions and billions of years away?
Yeah, we clearly well, they've already started to question most of the Newtonian Cartesian worldview.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
That's the normal materialist worldview.
All right.
That, for example, I had these conversations with Carl Sagan when he was still alive. Oh, I'm sure that there are billions and billions of star systems where there's life, but they'll never be able to get here, and we'll never be able to get there because you can't propel a material vehicle faster than the speed of light. But the fact of the matter is they transport in a different way. They don't necessarily have to travel at any particular speed, that they can, in fact, move from one point to another instantaneously.
Right. Well, all right. So
the question is, how does that happen?
Let me get.
Did you catch that? The common objection may not be a valid objection. Now, and again, this is all speculatory, but Carl Sagan was speculating too. We can't say we know they didn't get here. They're here. Did they start here or did they come from other systems? We now know that many Native American tribes, the Sioux, the Lakota Sioux, the Hopi, and the Navajo, I just watched a program 4 or 5 nights ago, on a Hopi or a Lakota Sioux gentleman who gave their understood history that they are from the stars. They were brought here by the star people, and the star people have been watching things. They've warned the people to maintain the traditional old ways, and of course the modernization of the world has completely forgotten the old way, and they poo-poo it and mock it, and yet that's the only thing that's going to save us, because the star people are going to come back. Watch out for the blue Kachina. Now with this I3 or M3 or whatever the hell it's called, not Oumuamua, but the new one coming in, which has some very interesting anomalies, 137,000 miles an hour. That's unreal. Something is odd about that. No doubt about it. Nothing that we are familiar with at all anywhere travels that fast, yet this thing is traveling that fast. It's also just 5 degrees off the plane of our solar system. Some astronauts say that demonstrates there's a planning to it. This is not just accidental. You know, everyone has their opinions. Avi Loeb is looking into this. The Angry Astronaut has many, many videos in this. He's making hash and cash on this subject. My goodness, he has become extremely popular with this. And yet, again, Jeremy Corbell said many months ago, I haven't tracked it down whether he said it before this new comet, quote, comet, was discovered. He said they're going to tell us a lie that there's a UFO craft coming in. And it's very interesting how Jeremy Corbell has said, be careful of this because they say it's coming and it's not what they think it is. So this will be very interesting to see how this all plays out. We will know here in October, sometime in October, unfortunately. Now, the Earth is going to be on the other side of the solar system, so we're not going to get hit, but it's coming within the orbit of Mars, and it's going to be invisible because it's going to be on the other side of the sun for about a month or so, but then we'll be able to see it. So this is going to be fascinating to keep track of all of that too. But this idea of travel, why do we assume that because we have railroad cars and jets and helicopters, and yes, we have rockets now and all that, that our speed limit is universal because we're doing it physically, and we only know about 4% of the universe at best. So we can't objectively say, yeah, if we can't, then nothing else out there can. That's a huge assumption that we are by no means obligated to accept. So that's the short-sightedness of astronomers at this point, in my opinion. Do I have a better solution? No, I quite frankly do not. But that doesn't mean they have the only answer that's valid. I don't buy that either. So a little bit of skepticism is at play there. So those items that Danny Sheehan, and he talks about a lot more stuff. He talks about the importance of with the soft disclosure, because we have to prepare ourselves, our governments, our economy, our geopolitical situation, our geoeconomic situation, because this is an entire paradigm shift. It is an entire economy buster. It is an entire rewrite of political, military, and religious ideas, and we're not ready. I know there's so many of us who say, yeah, we are. We're ready. You might be, but believe you me, you and I in the UFO community, we are the minority without question. The vast majority of everyone else not only doesn't give a flying flip about the UFOs, they certainly don't believe in them. They're not doing anything to prepare for the change. And when it happens, it's going to be massively disruptive, is the fear. Now, I hope that's wrong. We don't know. We're not there yet. But this is why disclosure, even as a gentle process, and it is a process, it has to happen that way. We're not going to get catastrophic disclosure, even though so many of us say, well, there's a lot of the testimonial and the history and all that. We've got all the evidence. We can get ready and we can warn the world. Good luck with that. There are not very many of us who are on this subject at the moment, even though our own government, the United States of American government, is looking into it. Congress is investigating it, etc. The rest of the United States and the world doesn't know a thing about it. Isn't that nuts? That's almost blitzoid crazy, but that's how it works. So the vast majority of people are in ignorance on this topic. So, well, we keep trying to make videos to tell people, but they're much more interested in being entertained by inane stupidity on the YouTube shorts, trying to make you laugh and do stupid antics, than they are in improving their mind and their brain. And so that's a tough one. You know, it's like putting a kid in a candy store as opposed to telling the kid he's got to go to the library. Yeah, you know what the kid's going to pick every time. Well, the vast majority of the world is so distracted. And we have some records, some people who have said that that is exactly the aliens' intention. They are the ones who are setting up these distractions because they also want slow disclosure. If that's what they want, they might be the ones keeping all the secrets. Well, in fact, I think it's obvious that they are. So who knows? As more unfolds, we will share it with you. In the meantime, remember, be good, do well, have fun, work hard, play well, sleep good, and make lots of friends. We're going to need them. Life is going to get rough. I don't know about any of you, but the tariffs, if they are bringing in tens of billions of dollars, etc., none of us are seeing the benefits because all our groceries and all our gas and all of our water and all of our bills are going up, not down. That's the nature of the reality. So, all right, you guys, I will keep you informed as I find more information. Good stuff on this Danny Sheehan. I'll leave a link in the description below. Hit like and subscribe. And as usual, I will be back with more as I find it. Have a great night.